Okay. Alright. We're gonna do this one then. We're gonna do why Piccolo is one big joke. I think it's actually about his name? Let's do it.
His big green daddy.
Answer me. Who are you?
Whoa, hang on. I wasn't ready for the big green daddy line. Where's this volume? Oh, there it is. Okay. 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 Oh, okay. Hey, here we go.
But here's a question.
Whoa, hang on. Wait, that was a... No, there's no way that was a line in the actual dub. Are you kidding me? Yeah. All right, I'm just gonna... I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be real. Okay, so one of the things that the hater said was that, like, that this dude is a bad-looking dude. He's not a bad-looking guy. Like, what the fuck? And, like, also that's a weird thing to criticize somebody for, but either way, what? I don't know, I think he's fine. He looks fine. He looks fine. Looks like a stand-up guy.
For you. Do you know where his name comes from? Yes, everybody knows that a piccolo is a musical instrument, but
yes.
Is it really as simple as that? Well, on today's edition of Dragon Ball Dictionary, I'm gonna dig deeper into the true origins of Piccolo's name, and I'm gonna share with you a little theory that I have about where Piccolo's name actually came from.
Honestly, I'm gonna be real. Like, I've seen some of this guy's stuff. Well, obviously I have, because, you know, I saw his hater hate him. I don't think it's just... Is he just 6 years older? Hang on. How much longer after Dragon Ball does Dragon Ball Z take place? Oh, 4 years. Okay, so, and then you factor in the time that it took him to grow from a, egg. Piccolo, I mean. Anyway,
let's get into it.
Let's get into it. Ba-ba-ba-da-da.
Hey guys, Tony here, and I just want to say really quickly, thank you so much to the Dragon Ball Z Abridged community for supporting my last video about Dragon Ball Z Abridged. You guys showed up in droves, flooded the comment section, left a like, and of course hit the subscribe button. Thank you so much, and thank you to Nick from Team 4-Star.
Oh my god!
Your comment, your nice word. You didn't.
Oh no, that's so cool! No, that's really good for him. I like that. I appreciate that. That he that he got noticed by Lanny Pater. That's cool.
Unlike a lot of other characters in Dragon Ball, Piccolo's name seems pretty straightforward. In a lot of cases, Toriyama would take an actual existing word, do something to it like mix up the syllables, elongate the syllable, and then that would be the character's name. However, in the case of Piccolo, it's exactly the same as the word the name is based on.
Wait, hang on. But all of King Piccolo's kids were named just straight up the instruments. Like there was just straight up drum, for instance. Isn't it that simple? I feel like that's what it was. Hang on. Well, you know what? Let's see where it goes. Let's see where it goes with this.
The piccolo, as in the flute.
Oh my god. Are you serious? Are you serious with this? Are you serious? Somebody doing that thing with the... Shut up! Kill... Yeah, tambourine. Tambourine too. Yeah, drum, tambourine. Yeah. Oh. Well, I mean... No, I know about that. He was like saying that, like, he does something to the names. And I'm like, he doesn't always. Like, I think he did with Chaozu. I think Chaozu's name is a little sort of altered. I could be wrong. Nappa is just Nappa cabbage. But, you know, like, Vegeta and Tarble, like, they were an example of, like, the name was a little bit messed around with. Well, okay, Ginyu is actually an example of a messed around with name because Milk would be Ginyu, but Ginyu is like a milk character. So like but so you know, it's like a slightly messed around with name, but it is meant to be Milk. Yeah, like you're right about that. Yeah. Bulma is actually look. We know that. We know. Look. Yes.
But there's actually a lot more stuff to say.
Chi-Chi is... we're not going to get into Chi-Chi. Which kind of makes me wonder, why... hang on. Wait, why is Chi-Chi called Chi-Chi but, like, her dad... Like, you would think that her dad would have something in like, common with her name insofar as the theme. But he's just Ox King, I think.
Say about Piccolo's name. That's because there's a lot of interesting things that happen behind...
I just realized he's got that... Krillin. He's got the bowing Krillin. I didn't know they made one of that. I didn't know they made one. I love it. Not necessarily chibi, that's just how he looked in Dragon Ball.
That resulted in Piccolo getting his name. And so we're gonna dig into that history today, but before we do that, it's time for Tony's Pronunciation Corner. Perhaps the key point here that a lot of native English speakers might miss is the double consonant in the middle of the word.
Oh! Oh. Ooh, that is a good catch. Holy shit, he's got a point, actually. Yeah, because like a piccolo would just be piccolo, not piccolo. Oh. Oh.
It's not piccolo, it's piccolo. Now, when you're speaking it,
what the hell was that?
You're not going to pronounce that middle double consonant in such an exaggerated way, but it is there, and if you don't pronounce it, Japanese people will notice that you're pronouncing it in a weird way. And one more thing.
You know what? It's actually kind of funny. It is like a really subtle noise, but he's right. He's actually right. Like, it is so... You would think that, like, if you don't put an accentuation on, like, a letter, that they wouldn't catch it, right? No, they do. It's crazy. I don't know. I think it's respectful. I mean, it's crazy, but, like, in a respectful way. I think, you know, props, kudos, you know.
Is that last ro part is not an R, it's not an L, it's kind of somewhere in between. You just lightly tap the roof of your mouth and you get piccolo. Piccolo daimao. Okay, so let's get into the history. So where did Piccolo's name come from? Well, Piccolo got his name from his dad, Piccolo Daimao, or as he's known in English, Demon King Piccolo. So we have Piccolo.
Daimao
we're going to dig deeper into that in just a moment, but then we also have Daimao.
Demon King Piccolo.
So let's break down Daimao. Dai basically just means big or great. Ma usually is translated as demon, especially in Dragon Ball, but it can also mean evil spirit.
You do not need that mask.
Magic. O with a long syllable can mean king, ruler, or lord, or something along those lines. So put that all together and you have the great Demon King Piccolo. Now, in case the Mao part of Daimao sounds familiar, it should, because Mao is a term that gets used quite a bit in anime and manga.
Oh my god, like, there are a lot of people who just seem to think that the term Mao did not exist before Isekai. And those are people that I want to elbow drop. Yeah, Daimao, not Daimyo. Daimyo would be something entirely else.
And games. Again, it basically just means like Demon King or Evil King. So you can imagine that it gets quite a bit of use in a lot of fantasy-focused, kind of fictional anime world and that kind of stuff. But there's actually another character in Dragon Ball who has Mao in his name,
fine. Jeez.
Ox King, yes, the father of...
Wait, hang on. Oh, I missed what he was saying. I'm sorry, I gotta go back.
But there's actually another character in Dragon Ball who has Mao in his name, and that is Ox King.
Wait, what? Hang on. What is his Japanese? Hang on.
Yes, the father of Chi-Chi and the grandfather of Gohan. So his name in Japanese is Gyumao.
Ba? I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I feel stupid.
Oh yes, you hear that same Mao? So his name literally translates to Cow Demon King. Now, that doesn't mean that he's a demon king.
I mean, he's right, but it's still a lot funnier if you just call him Demon King. It's fun. I'm sorry, it's fun.
Or at least not in the purest sense of the word. I don't think he has pointy ears. Let's take a look.
Oh my god, no, you're not going to find out on that thing.
You never know. They could retcon that and they turn him into a demon. They like retconning stuff. But as far as we know, he's not an actual demon. That's just a title. And actually, he's named after a character in Journey to the West because there were a lot of characters in the early part of Dragon Ball that were named after characters in Journey to the West or based on them. And there's an actual character named Gyumao. That's the Japanese pronunciation. And so Toriyama just took that character and reworked it into this guy. Anyway, so where did Piccolo get his name from? Well, that is an interesting story. So you see, up until the Demon King Piccolo saga.
Oh yeah, well I do recall that Daima was a little bit like, hey, remember how demons were actually just aliens? Just kidding. The demons are aliens, but they were originally demons. Oh boy.
Dragon Ball was pretty lighthearted and comedic. Yes, there were some serious moments throughout Dragon Ball. Perhaps most notably is the moment when Tao Pai Pai kills Upa's dad.
I mean, yeah.
This was kind of like Toriyama dipping his toes into more serious storytelling. But even though this moment foreshadows that Dragon Ball will take a more serious turn later on down the line, it's still, for the most part, a comedic series. Even Tao Pai Pai himself, the person responsible for this moment, is still a pretty comedic character.
That is like true. Like Tao Pai Pai was like, he was kind of a goofy guy, and then he fucking kills a guy.
Aloha. On the other hand,
I forgot the aloha. Like, he literally kills a dude with his tongue at one point.
Demon King Piccolo saga doesn't have that much comedy. Yes, there's a few moments here there with the Pilaf gang, and
I mean, yeah, like the Demon King Piccolo saga, like, literally opens with Krillin being effing murked.
And of course, Yajirobe, but for the most part, it's much, much more serious. The reason for this is, of course, Demon King Piccolo himself. He's not a comedic character at all. He is serious, he is evil, and he just wants to watch the world burn. But here's the thing, when it came time for Toriyama to write a villain like this, a villainous, evil villain, he had some trouble. According to Torishima Kazuhiko, who was Toriyama's first editor, Toriyama had difficulty writing true...
Oh yeah, actually, yeah, the first person he killed was General Blue. That was the guy he killed with his tongue. Toriyama made Yajirobe because he felt bad for putting Krillin Seiyu out of a job. like, actually? I didn't hear about that. Actually, it doesn't surprise me that much. Now that I think about it, it's not very surprising, but it is funny.
Truly evil villains.
その辺のところでも苦労が一つありまして、鳥山さん、なかなか悪いやつ書けないんですね。で、
Wait, Toriyama has trouble writing evil characters. And then he created Space Napoleon Hitler. Are you sure? Are you sure he has a problem writing evil characters?
ピッコロっていうのが出てくるまで結構苦労しまして。
And so, in order to help Toriyama come up with a truly evil villain, what Torishima would do is he would contact Toriyama every day, and every single day he would tell him about some famous figure from world history who was thought to be evil.
What? Holy shit. I'm sorry, there's something real funny about that. Hey, wake up, it's time for your new evil trivia. I'm gonna tell you about, like, I don't know, Caligula. It's like, wake up, it's time to learn about Hitler. I don't know, hey, Toriyama, wake up, I'm gonna tell you about Mussolini. Get ready for this one, you're gonna love it. Come, Toriyama, we're gonna talk about conquistadors, yeah. And Hitler literally was in a DBZ movie, yeah. Toriyama-san, okite! It's time for you to learn about Al Capone!
歴史上の、悪いって思われてるやつの、名前とエピソードを一日一つずつ語ってったんですよ。
One day, Torishima told Toriyama about the Roman Emperor Nero. Basically, Torishima explained that it said that Nero was a sadist who enjoyed watching people suffer and
Boy, I was pretty close with Caligula.
Scream.
でこいつは佐渡で、人が苦しむとか、叫ぶっていうそういうのを見ると、
I guess佐渡
彼の中で、
I would have thought Does.
それはすごく悪いやつ。
Oh! Wait, I'm sorry. So, like, the whole point of this was to help him figure out, like, the villain. So, oh god. Are you saying that, like, it didn't accomplish much with the others? Damn, alright.
それでピッコロが出てきたんです。で、そこからドラゴンボールの戦いがものすごく。
No, that's valid. Wait, hey, oh god, I'm kind of.
I'm not an expert on Roman history, so whether Nero
I hope that
actually
didn't
was a
take up too
sadist
much.
or not, that's not for me to answer. But the point is that Toriyama heard this, and it helped him understand, oh, okay, so that is how an evil character would be.
I mean, TC, if you think about it, like Piccolo was also very vain. He literally said that, like, every May 9th will be Piccolo Day. What? Hey, get that fake crap out of here! Hey, get that fake crap out! No!
Behave. This is someone
I can't talk. If if Fate Prototype was ever made into an anime, I'd be all over that like white on rice. Let's not lie.
One that I can...
What? Nero being the Whore of Babylon? No. The Whore of Babylon is like a Revelations thing. But what about Nero being the Whore of Babylon? I don't think that's a... Was Nero a whore? I know that's not literally not what the Whore of Babylon is. I know. Do not actually me. Scholars like to think a lot of Revelation is about the fall of Rome.
Model my villain after. But here's one more thing that should be mentioned. It's also said that Toriyama modeled Demon King Piccolo after Torishima. In fact, even Torishima himself said this in the interview that I've been showing.
Damn, bro. Toriyama hated his fucking editors.
Showing you.
初代の僕がピッコロにいてて、2代目の担当がフリーザにいてるんですね。3代目の担当が武田って言うんですけど、これがね、V に似てるんですよ。歴代悪が全部担当編集の顔なんですよ。
But it's not as simple as that.
Brilliant.
In an interview, Toriyama kind of denied this. Basically, Toriyama said, I don't remember doing this consciously, but it's also possible that I might have done it, and if I did it unconsciously. So this is a rather soft
so funny.
denial.
It's even funnier, yeah.
Leaving the door open that this was possible, and we do know that Toriyama was
actually
quite
brilliant.
Forgetful, so maybe he did forget that he modeled Boo and Frieza and Demon King Piccolo after
I don't have a sock.
editors. It seems like something hard to forget, but you never know with Toriyama. Once he was done working on something, it just left his mind. It's also possible that Toriyama was just trying to be polite.
Look, how am I going to have socks? I have dragon claws. Come on. Come on, be real. I wear sandals.
Right here. He didn't want to get into the past and talk about how Torishima was demanding and very strict, and so that's why he based the face of Demon King Piccolo after Torishima. And by the way, Toriyama had already created a character directly in...
I have no feet. I have feet. Oh, Kane tried to sneak the feet out of me. Oh, man. Kane, you tried. I swear to God. No, I don't do feet. Not for free.
Inspired by Torishima. That character is from Dr. Slump, and his name is Dr. Mashirito. And finally, I should just acknowledge that, yes, it's possible that Torishima just made up this whole thing about the 3 villains being based on the 3 editors, at least in terms of their physical appearance. I don't really think that's the case. Torishima is a reliable primary source. We've gotten a lot of information from him, and I haven't seen any sources that say that, oh, this was a lie or anything like that. So I'm willing to believe him, but for the purposes of this video, I don't really want to focus on that because it's not really relevant. What is relevant is whether Emperor Nero was a source of inspiration for Toriyama. As far as I can tell, yes, he absolutely was. I haven't been able to find any evidence that points to the contrary, and if you look at Demon King Piccolo, who he is as a character and what he does, yeah, it makes total sense that he would be inspired by the popular conception of Emperor Nero. So once Toriyama had the concept down for the character, I assumed that next would come the character design, and of course at some point he would have to give the character a name. As you may remember from my video about Saiyan and how you...
You know what? I actually, yeah, you know what? I think you could actually, well, hang on. I need to think about that. I need to think about, like I've designed a few characters myself. I've written a few fanfics back in the day. I've created no, wait, hang on. No. I've created OCs in the day. And, you know, my brain. My brain really just fell out of my mouth right there. You know, when designing a character, like, I think it is entirely possible to actually come up with the character design first and then base the personality on that. It's a lot more it's a lot less clean. It is way less clean. I can say that for sure, but it is possible. It is possible. That's what you did with yours. Okay, yeah, you see? Yeah. No, it's doable. It's doable. It's not always clean.
Pronounce it and the origins of the word Saiyajin and all that stuff. Well, in that video, I mentioned that Toriyama liked to, let's just say, do the opposite of what people would expect. And that's why the muscular space warrior race of Saiyans isn't named after meat, but rather vegetables. Now, in the case of Demon King Piccolo, we have an evil character who is very large. When asked about why he named Demon King Piccolo Piccolo, Toriyama explained that to name a bad character a bad-sounding name really has no creativity.
Yeah, I believe it.
And so
that sounds like him.
Going with a name that sounded evil or intimidating, Toriyama decided to pick a name that was cute, and thus go against everybody's expectations.
You know what? I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna kick the dub in the balls for this one. They really made sure that that the way that people said Piccolo kind of veered away from making it sound cute. But if you really think about how Piccolo is pronounced in Japanese, Piccolo, that is such a cute sound. Really think of it, Piccolo. Really, come on. TP Piccolo. Piccolo's cute. I'm just gonna say it. Piccolo's cute. Fatherhood is a very cute, factor. It's, just... Piccolo is a cute zaddy. There, I said it.
But there's another layer to this. Because as you probably know, Toriyama liked to use names that...
Oh, I'm sorry. Do I need to say it again? Piccolo is a cute zaddy.
Fall under categories. In early Dragon Ball, he
You know I'm right. You know I'm right. You know I'm right. You know I'm right.
Named a lot of characters after Chinese food. And then when you get to the Dragon Ball Z portion of the story, you get characters named after vegetables. The Saiyans, you get characters named after dairy products.
Nappa is literally a kind of cabbage.
The Ginyu Squad, you get characters named after a lot of fruit and stuff like that. Those are all the soldiers that work under Frieza. And then all...
Wait. What is Raccoon? That is a... What is Raccoon? Actually, what's Jace? Burner is obviously butter. Not sure what Goldo is. Oh yeah, yeah, definitely Bibbidi Bobbidi Boo. Oh, Jace is juice. Okay. Wait, cream. Raccoon is cream? Really? Huh. Jace being juices, yeah, it makes sense.
All those characters are named after foods that go in a refrigerator, and freezer is a name inspired by refrigerators.
Oh, I was not thinking about that. That those are all perishables, and they work for freeze. Oh, that's super clever. That's super clever.
So you see how it all comes together. And why did he do this? Well, because it made it really easy for him to name characters.
Also, so yeah, that would mean that that the Ginyu Force isn't necessarily all dairy. It's just that they're all breakfast food.
In many ways, Toriyama was a very efficient creator. It's pretty clear that Toriyama didn't like to waste too much time coming up with names, so having these categories made it a lot easier for him. So going back to Piccolo, we know that Toriyama wanted a cute sounding name to contrast with his evil nature, but he also needed a category to which this name would belong, because he knew that he needed henchmen for this character who would also follow this naming convention. And so Toriyama ended up going with the musical instrument category and the piccolo for piccolo. Now, of course, I'm sure you know, but the piccolo is a type of small flute, and piccolo's hench demons, I guess you would say, are piano, drum, and tambourine. So they all...
Piano? Is that my dub?
fit neatly in this musical instrument category. But here's something that has always bothered me. Why is it that of all the categories that he could have gone with, and there's definitely some other ones, he hadn't used other food categories yet at this point, why did he decide to go with the musical instrument category?
Because they were demons,
as far
right?
as I know, this has never been addressed by any official sources, including Toriyama or Torishima, which means I'm gonna speculate.
No, valid. I mean, like, if there isn't an official thing, and, you know, rest in peace, Toriyama-san. Yeah, I feel like I feel like at that point you're absolutely allowed to. I'm sorry, this guy is a dad, isn't he? This guy has kids. Like, look at him. Look at him. If the anime linguist ever sees this, let it be known, I have full confidence that this dude is married and has kids.
My theory about this is that the word piccolo is an Italian word. The musical instrument comes from Italy. What else in this story comes from modern day Italy? Roman Emperor Nero. So maybe when Toriyama was trying to come up with a name for Demon King Piccolo, he was thinking about Nero, Rome, Italy. What would be a good category? Maybe pasta? Nah, pasta doesn't work. Musical instruments. What's a small musical
instrument? I think pasta would work.
Oh, a flute. What does that mean? And if you look up
Okay, so he might not have a wife, but he might be a single father.
what piccolo means, you see that piccolo isn't a flute. Piccolo means small, little. For example, the French word petite, piccolo and petite share the same Latin root. So all piccolo means is small.
Piccolo, small, molto piccolo, very small.
However, in English and in Japanese, piccolo is used to refer to the flute, and even in Italian it seems that yes, you can use piccolo to refer to the flute. However, there's other terminology I'm not too familiar, but on screen right now, see, that's the full name of the piccolo.
Oh, we'll get it in editing. We'll get it in editing. Okay, well played. Well played, you bastard.
If you really want to get technical. But really, the point is that maybe, just maybe, when Toriyama was trying to come up with a name for the character, he made that connection between Emperor Nero, Italy, and the Italian musical instrument piccolo. Small, cute.
That does kind of hold
the perfect
water.
name for
I'm gonna
piccolo.
be real.
So is this true? I can't say for sure. Is it plausible? Absolutely. But can I prove it or disprove it? No, we cannot. All we can do, like I said, is speculate. But I really, really like this theory. But really, the ultimate takeaway here is, and this is something that I hadn't really thought about until I started looking into this topic in order to do this video. Piccolo has a really funny name. And I'm not just talking about the fact that he's named after a flute. I'm talking about the fact that piccolo, the word, means small. It means petite. So this tough, muscular, Namekian, you know, big, powerful guy, his name is just petite.
Valid. You know what? Yeah.
Gohan
Yeah.
calls him Mr.
No.
Petite.
Oh, God.
Senor Petite.
Shut up. That's not fair.
It's a joke that was there the entire time. And I think very few of us really paid all that much attention to it. But it just goes to show how much of a passion for comedy that Toriyama had. And so I'm genuinely laughing here. Okay. So,
you know what? I kind of feel like
look,
that's a valid theory.
Us joy, even long after he's left us, and in these subtle ways that most of us never even really think about. But again, when you really, really think about it, this guy's name, Mr. Petite.
No, he's right.
Hey boys and girls, my name's Mr. Petite.
Hey guys, so just a
What the
couple
fuck?
quick